Hello and welcome to session 4 of what will now be 8 sessions of Changing the Lost PbtA. We're finishing out this here in February. We'll be off for March, and then we'll come back and we'll do the second half in April on the Sundays there. So I know actually that there's some people that are watching / listening to this because they've checked in with me and they wanted to see the characters, and so I've sent them a copy of the Character Keeper and so on, so they can look at that, and that's been super nice. So last time we had our party. We had the invocations, we had the fallout from that. A little doom went a long way across everyone there, and so that is one of those things that is sort of overhanging. We have a newly formed a love triangle. We have Niani kind of wondering what's going on, and at some point we probably need a picture for her, Jamie.
I do have a picture. I think like Patrick put it in originally in the playbook, and I liked it so much I assigned it to Niani. So it's a third picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, excellent. So we've got those things to deal with. We've got, of course, Falling Waters. It was a strangely potent echo of the emergency room that you got last time, so that's probably a little bit worrying. No, not at all. And then Ferris also, of course, will have some stuff from your job that may come into play here. But I'd like to start like a day later, and I want to start with our fairest. Let me ask you, once the party is over, do you go and take an audience by yourself with the prince, or do you take your group with you to the prince? How would you?
I think the entire group.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. I mean, he knew he was setting the motley up to do it, so he's getting the motley.
Okay.
Or Zedger is getting the motley. It's unclear.
And when you go there again, this is an old clothing, seamstress, costuming repair place, I believe, that is kind of abandoned. There are still things everywhere. Essentially clothing kind of sitting on the rack. It's not humid here. It's dry, so nothing rots on the rack, but it is dust covered.
You always step on a lot of buttons.
Yeah, there's a crunch of buttons underfoot as you walk through this place. But eventually you will arrive, and give me just a quick pitch of what you tell. I assume you kind of go through all the basic details, but what you tell Zetcher about how the party resolved there, my fairest.
She essentially tells him about the setup of the party. She gives credit to all of the folks that contributed along the way. Makes sure that Zetcher knows who the guests were, and then essentially speaks of the themes, and then the doom and the agreement.
Seems good. This transition from winter to spring is sometimes it elides. Our power is given too quickly because winter is not a thing here. But this gives us a mark, gives us a point of change, and that is appreciated. And I wish to thank you, Victory, and you, Crescent, as subjects of the Winter Court for your efforts in this. And by extension, my thanks to you, Falling Waters, and to you, Ferris. And I will certainly send a missive to your princes to give my regards and say that we appreciate your efforts. And I will say you should realize that the Spring Court will need to thank you. And so those are debts that you can call in there. And please feel free at your most earliest convenience to lay those debts upon Semmelina Pilchard. Spring and summer hold mighty sway here in Los Angeles, and you should take as much advantage of that as you can. But Victory, I gave you a task. I gave you no definitions. I gave you no rules for it. But I would wish to reward you especially. I would like to give you an office here in the court. What role would you like to take up?
I would like to take the semblance of icicles. I have noticed that no one has taken it. This is the liaison to the fetch of Los Angeles, as I understand it.
That is a dangerous role that you've chosen.
It is one that has not been attended to for some time.
As the last bearers of that office died at the hands of fetches.
It's a danger, but it's a role that's needed.
All right, I declare you the bearer of the mantle of the semblance of icicles, then. You are in that position. Crescent, is there any gift that I can give to you that you would appreciate?
I think Crescent, despite having no eyes or face, you can sense they look at Falling Waters for a moment, and then they look back and say, no, I would simply like to make myself more useful to the Winter Court in whatever way you see fit. I would like to protect Victory herself, considering this is a dangerous role that has been chosen. But I would like to make myself more useful in order to distract myself from some things.
That seems reasonable. That seems reasonable. I believe you have a traveling bar that is your den.
That is correct.
I will think of something that I can give you that will decorate that place. And yes, you should serve as Victory's a guards person. Ferris, Falling Waters, I give you my thanks.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Oh, yes. You're welcome as well, I suppose.
If you ever need to hide, if there is ever something that is pursuing you, that is hunting you, that is reaching for you, that is what the Winter Court can do, hide you. So if you need to be hidden, come to me and I will give you a bolt hole.
Hopefully I won't ever need that.
She pauses like she's going to say something more, and she goes, yes, let's hope.
Comfort warning.
And you, Ferris?
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, you are more than welcome. And again, I do not think you will need a bridge to hide under, but should you at some point, then please.
Yeah, I mean, one question on that whole hiding thing. What if the thing I'm hiding from is, let's say, a member of your court?
Oh. Well, I have made you an offer, and I would hide you even from them.
Okay, I mean, just I like to speak in hypotheticals, so
A hypothetical troll.
yes.
Interesting. Somewhat of a philosopher. I see. Well, we will keep that in mind. I do have one question about the party. You had a mortal there, as I understand.
In the hub.
How was this mortal chosen?
You can see that victory isn't certain, and she goes, the name came up.
So happenstance.
And she looks, because she didn't actually know the name of the person. It was Falling Waters and Crescents, and she sort of goes and looks towards the group. She doesn't look at anyone in particular.
Could I have Crescent roll inner conflict?
I knew it. I was going to suggest it. I was feeling it down to my bones. Okay.
And everybody, because you completed an arc, if you have a mood marked, you can clear one of your moods for free.
Ooh. I will clear sorrow. I'm feeling sad. I'm going to, but right now, in general, let's see. I'm going to roll with fear. I'm really afraid. Like now it's catching up with me. Okay, so rolling with a +1. That is a 4. Wow. There we
So,
go. Ugh.
A, you have to mark your fear.
Yeah.
And B, there is that moment when she turns to you and looks at you, and you know that she knows. And you know that she knows. And she says, well, I'm glad it was happenstance. I certainly am always nervous when mortals are brought in that they might know more than they should. Because if that were the case, we might have to act on that.
I'm going to do something not so smart.
Okay.
I have a new move called Confession. When you convince someone to be honest with you about their problems, roll. So I'm going to step forward and say, yes, my prince, and we wouldn't want you to be worried if there's anything that I could do to alleviate this. I would roll with fear if it wasn't marked, to be honest, but
okay.
I'm going to roll with, why am I doing this? I'm going to roll with anger, even if it's at a -1, because I'm just upset at myself for allowing this to happen, to get caught up in this. Okay, I'm going to roll with a -1.
The good news is, by the way, on that 4, you did get to mark XP. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Ooh, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got a 7. Oh, wow, that was close. That was so close. That's a 7. So on a 7, on a hit, you may take one debt they owe related to the problem as your own if you promise to see it through, which I shall.
she says, and I think this is a debt to the Winter Court. And she says, it is important that if they do have any sense of our world, that those memories are reshaped, dreams rewoven, memories adjusted. But I will
Yes.
leave that to you, Crescent, Dream Wraith.
Yes, it is our way, and I shall attend to it as it pleases our prince.
Good. Well, I think we're done here then. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of your efforts. And she will do the gesture of dismissal that only princes can as you head out. Let me ask you, Victory, who else from your court is hanging around?
That's a good question. Let's see here. Nocturne Parliament.
Okay.
Literally, like they must have had business and then gotten scooted aside because we showed up.
And they kind of they see you and they kind of stand up and they say, how are you? How are you doing? Good. Well,
Yeah, very well. And you?
Well, I mislaid a token that was given to me by the prince.
That is a difficult situation.
I'm going in to speak with them now. Wish me luck. I hope that my doom has not come upon me.
Certainly. And she looks and she says, Nocturne, do you have a Botley?
No longer.
Sorry.
But thank you. I should go.
Yes.
And they head in, and you hear that sort of dunk as the door shuts there. Let's cut forward. But before I go to kind of individual scenes and checking in with everybody, I would like to see if anybody had advances or things they got, either normal or clarity. Robert, did you get an advance last time? Did you?
No, I didn't
Okay.
get an advance.
But you're pretty close. You're at 3, so that all we need you is to fail a couple times today, and you will be golden.
We'll see if I can do that.
Yeah, we'll see if we can work that. And which mood did you clear?
I cleared joy.
Okay, so yeah, so get yourself back in a decent mood. Victory, did you get an advance last time?
No, I did not. I had gotten one in between the other two, and I didn't fail particularly much last time. So
That would be a thing. But I do see that you're at 4 out of 5 on clarity.
yes, the next time you hit me for something, I'll be moving along there.
Well, then I'll keep that in mind. Then, if I recall, Falling Waters, you did get a clarity move last time, right?
Yes, I actually got a regular move and a clarity move last time.
Ooh.
The clarity move did get brought up some. It was that fate binding.
Oh yes.
Where I can tie the fate of a mortal to my own. And then the one that I didn't get a chance to, but I would like to soon here, is Reflections, where I can look into a mirror and see the past that it's seen.
That is a good one. That is excellent. And what about for Crescent? Did you get a move?
Yeah, the new one I got, which I got to use, was Confession.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that very much. So let's, I want to do a kind of a once around, checking in with people about their daily lives, what they're doing in the wake of this, in terms of their entanglements or their rivalries or other agendas that they might have. Let's start with Victory.
Okay. I think that essentially she's taken up that office, and probably the first thing is she's a little surprised at how quick the word gets out on that, if that makes any sense. So she's probably going through a number of requests and the usual "don't mess with my fetch" that you get from a certain portion of people where they want their fetch off the list of matters to be handled.
You will get a set of folders that contain the details on the existing fetches for Winter Court members, as well as the files on the fetches who have been eliminated, and the fetches that are still around even though their changelings are dead.
Ooh. Those I don't know much about.
Okay.
Yes, Patrick, you can.
I'm just curious because you've gotten this new position and it's like a prince bestowed position. So I was wondering, like, if there was any change in your changeling mean or your sort of elemental aspects around you that reflect this.
I suppose since I got it, it would mean that when I'm acting on it, there's actually frost on her armor. Doesn't that make sense? So,
Is there a marker
Nice.
or a symbol for the office?
that's interesting. Yeah, it's a ring and it's a shield. Again, that's covered in ice as well.
Okay.
I think,
Nice.
yeah.
So yeah, you can go through these binders full of fetches that they have, and there are a lot of fetches in Los Angeles. A lot of fake people here.
Okay, when you put it that way, that it's not that. Yes, that makes sense in some ways. I
Your
look up my
fetch
fetch.
has a folder there. Yes.
All right. How clued in are they to what it is up to?
They don't have very much on them.
All right. So the first thing that I do is I update that with what I know, so that in case I'm killed, that can be followed up on.
And what is it that you know?
I know about those little child actors, so I go and get all of those clippings about the strange behavior and those things, and I start making, how do you say, one of those maps of what I know to see if I can figure out patterns and how to intervene.
Okay. Do you want to do a study move?
I never think to ask for one. Yes, I want to.
Okay. Then let's have you roll study. What do you want to roll that with?
This is hyper winter, so of course I want to roll with sorrow.
Okay.
The hard part for me is always refinding the rolling page. Is it on basic moves? There it is, yeah. Go. Victory herself. Rolling with a +2. So 6 + 2 is an 8.
That is an 8. So I believe that will get you 1 hold.
Okay. And I can ask any old question or one of a set of questions.
It is any old question because we've gone for the open version. or you can reveal a detail.
All right. I'm going to ask if there are others involved in this scheme. And by that, I mean other fetches or changelings. Like, I get the shape of the scheme. Is she doing all of this, or are there others?
You have the definitive sense. And there are quite a few of these child actors that may or may not be, but they're a little on the edge of suspicion. But you definitely have the sense that there is someone above your fetch, someone who is pulling the strings. I'm assuming you said okay.
So noted.
Okay. All right. Let's come to Ferris then. Ferris, in the wake of this, what are you up to? Are you checking in with your work? You're doing something else? I know you mentioned the hedge last time, and I know you got falling waters that
Yeah, I think I'm checking in with work and probably even trying to, do a little bit of work. Because I think, as we previously established, I'm kind of like the muscle for drug delivery and escorts and things like that. And so I think I want to kind of just get back on my grind, so to speak, and maybe try to harvest glamour to, fix up some of my market conditions.
Okay. Let's have you roll that. Let me look at your character sheet. You are drained, so yeah. So our situational move for that is Harvest Glamour. And your source is just kind of that tension and fear that happens in these meetings.
Yeah, I think it's probably, doing like basically being muscle for just small time like drug dealers. And so I think it's that feeling of like anxiety and like sorrow from the people who are on the other side of this transaction, and then just the sheer happiness and joy when they've finally gone through with it and they've got their fix.
Let's have you roll. What do you want to roll that with?
I'm going to go ahead and roll that with. I'll roll that with calm.
Okay.
Oh, and that's a 2.
So you can clear your drained, but you will get a call from your boss, and your boss says, and what do they call you? What is the name that they have for you? Is it Ferris?
Yeah, I think so.
Ferris, we need you to go to a meet. We expect that at the meet they're gonna hand over something that they took from us. Situation is a little uncertain right now.
Okay. Should I be concerned?
We a couple of our boys went to collect a debt on someone, and should have been easy. There's a person who had gotten in deep with us, and then stopped indulging, but still owed us and didn't pay us. And when we sent our people in, which should have been all casual, we were even just going for a warning, we got a call from someone else, a third party, who said that they would like to have a meet regarding the situation, and they would hand over some things.
Well, I mean, yeah, hey, it's my job, right? So, yeah, that's no problem.
Okay, they give you an address. It is, it is a classic, like, here's a warehouse that no one is using right now, kind of thing, and you can head over there.
Yeah, I think I'll probably grab some of the hired help, that typically runs in our gang. I don't want to go by myself. If for no other reason, like not because Ferris is worried about anything, but more just like, well, we have to have a show of power, right? So we have to have a group.
And you will show up, kind of check out the location. You look for guards or snipers or traps or anything like that, all the usual stuff as you kind of go in, and it seems clean. And you will go in, and it is kind of badly lit, but you can see that there is a table, and you will see that there is a woman seated behind the table, essentially doing something on her smartphone, and there are a couple of packages on the table.
Yeah, I think Ferris would approach with his little crew behind him and just, hey, here to pick up something, kind of in a hurry. Do you have it?
When you approach, you will realize very quickly that she is not human. But at the same time, you're not sure what she is. And I'm going to insert an image here. Let me grab the image. So I'll put in the NPC rows. If I've been smarter, I would have had this ready. Come on. There we go. I can hear the cat whining in the background. Oh, I did that wrong. Sorry, I'm an absolute idiot here. For those of you at home, I'm assuring this is being awkward.
This is just the awkward silence in the way.
Yes. Like she's finishing something on her phone before she...
And everyone's just standing around not knowing where to look.
Yeah. Okay, why is this not... All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to show you it with a screen share here because it's not going into the thing. Let me pull this up. I think I know why it is doing that. And what's it? Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
And she looks at you and she's like, well, that's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to disturb you while you're so busy, but what exactly is interesting? I'm just here to pick something up.
She's like, you work for him? You this boss?
I work with him. It's not necessarily it's a flat structure, a matrix structure in our organization.
Time is a flat loop. Yes, all of that. I watched True Detective as well. Yes. Interesting. So the person that they sent to collect the debts from, he is off limits to your organization.
I see.
And in order to make that absolutely clear, I have present you with the heads of the people that you sent.
I see.
They're vacuum sealed. They won't leak.
Well, that's good. I would hate to stain the upholstery in the car. It would be very unwise to taunt our organization. And I would consider this a taunt. I'm not sure if my associate, not necessarily boss, associate, would agree, but I have a feeling that he would.
Do you not want the heads then?
Oh, we'll take the heads. I mean, it would be rude of us not to, right?
At this point, I think so.
And hey, maybe give it a short amount of time, and maybe we'll have something to offer to you.
She says, we shall see. Which court are you from? You see your buddies behind you are like, well, what's going on? There's some weird shit going on. Don't understand.
That's none of your concern. What court and I turn to the people behind me, or what club or organization or affiliations I have. Those are, I'm not necessarily, I don't have to tell you. And so I shall not.
Fair enough. My statement regarding the protection of the person so mentioned stands.
Very well. And I mean, since you asked, what court are you from?
I used to be from a court. Then I awoke. And I am larger and stronger than you can possibly imagine.
Well, then I will not take this opportunity to strike you down. But
I see what you did there.
I will collect these packages and take my leave. And I have a feeling that we may cross paths again in the future.
My name is Chai Soul.
Hi, Soul. I'm Ferris. It's only fair that we know each other's names, I suppose.
Yes, I'm sure our destinies will cross.
Yeah, I take the packages and take my leave.
Yeah, you'll head out. Those your crew is like, what was that? That's crazy. Why didn't you just whack that woman?
Well, you can't just go whack everybody, right? Who knows what she's going to do? There could be guards here. There could be videotapes we didn't watch.
You kind of talk them down a little bit, but they're still a little disgruntled. Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's come to Falling Waters. What are you up to in the aftermath of the party?
So I still have an agreement to take care of. And I figure we probably rented the space for a couple of extra days just because we didn't know the nature of the ritual and what sort of like afterwards it would take. So Falling Waters, he's taking on the responsibility of, I'll clean up and make sure everything is out, and like our security deposit is fine on the rental or whatever. But so I have that golden bug that I was supposed to put on Hopscotch.
Yes, you do.
And things got very distracting last session,
so confusing. Yes.
And totally in character. I was again wasn't sure like who was going to survive / be the same on the other side of the ritual, so wouldn't have made sense to go to all that effort.
It would have been a waste. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I said I would do it then, and so I still need to have done it then.
Yes. Yes. You do.
So luckily this is a place full of very large mirrors. And so I'd like to do some sort of power mix up to use my reflections to look into the past, look into yesterday's party, and at some point when Hopscotch is, particularly near one of the mirrors, just slip through and, just reach through and maybe put it in his pocket, have put it in his pocket.
So
Tenses.
that definitely seems to me like I think the reflections thing we can consider done. I think that's we won't have a role for that, but I think we'll have a role for the invoking of the contract. Does that seem fair to move that through?
Nice.
And of course, we'll be playing around with a contract with an object of some magical power.
Be fine, probably.
Absolutely, we've seen how fine it's been already today.
So I'm assuming this is not just a trivial working.
That is correct.
I mean, it's just a small thing I'm slipping into the past.
A small token.
So that involves marking clarity, which puts me back up to full.
Yes, so you'll be full in one over, and you'll get to choose another clarity move.
No, I was 2 down.
Oh, that's right. No, you'd just be full then.
Just full.
So you'll start at 0, but you'll take a clarity move.
So it's empty, and I have my time to deal with this, and I feel very confident that this new power could never go wrong in any way. So we'll go with calm. You and you. All right, that's a 9.
That is a 9. So let's think now what the contract is going to ask of you. I think that for a day and a night, your mean will show up in mirrors.
Oh, that's not great.
Are you willing to take that catch that the contract that those spirits ask of you? Show us your true form.
Yeah,
give us your true form.
I mean,
we'll speak your true form.
It's not outside the realm of expected things when dealing with mirrors. They tend to be dicks about images and things like that.
And you will drop this golden bug onto the back of Hopscotch Takebacks. He's laughing. He's telling obscene jokes as you're there at the party, and then you just kind of reach through and you drop that, and the bug is there for a second, and then you see it worm its way in below the skin. But Hopscotch doesn't seem to notice.
Yeah, and I mean, it's probably fine. I'm really just watching what already happened. It's
Absolutely
minimal involvement in this whole situation.
Absolutely. And were you doing this as a result of a debt or?
Yes, this was my payment for the bucket full of goblin fruit. So
Okay.
This was asked for by that goblin merchant.
Then you will absolutely have paid that debt in full to the goblin merchant. Sound good?
Yeah, that seemed to have gone without any problems or repercussions at all.
Yeah. We'll come back to you in a bit then, because that's all fine, right?
Yeah, for something unrelated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Crescent, what are you up to in the aftermath of this party? Are your emotions tangled? Are your desires twisted? What is it?
Yes and yes. So I think we actually see Crescent waiting outside the stripper club underneath that sad peach sign. They consider going inside for a moment, and instead they walk around, and they're not really thinking clearly. They're wearing their false face, and without realizing it, they find themselves in front of Niani's apartment. It's quite a nice apartment, I think. I think Ashwine has set them up
Oh yeah.
pretty nicely. Yeah, it's like it's nice, but it's not too nice. Just nice enough
Okay.
for LA.
So pretty small but pleasant. Nice stuff in there. And tell me again, what does Niani do for a living?
I think Niani says she's a scriptwriter, but she works a lot of odd jobs trying to make it. She also, I think her main part-time job is she works at a museum. So I think that's why Ashwine kept talking about the installation artists, and because this is something she assumes Niani understands. But she's really trying to make it as a scriptwriter.
So you're standing outside. Do you want to go in? Does she see you? What do you think?
I think while Crescent is just thinking about it, the door opens. Like Niani can sort of sense when there's this weird silence outside the door, and knows that it's Crescent who's outside.
And she'll say, kind of gesture for you to come in. It's hot out here.
Yeah. Hi, Niani.
Hey, come on in. And she's moving some papers around, stuff like that. Come and sit. That was a wild art show.
Yeah, the wildest, right? You had a good time, right?
I had a good time. I don't think. I kind of don't think that Ashwine did. That Ash did. She seemed real tense the whole time.
Trouble in Paradise?
No, well, sometimes I just want her to talk to me, open up. You've opened up to me about what you are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like that with her, but I just wish she would tell me like what she's feeling.
Yeah, honesty is difficult for a lot of people. Openness is something that doesn't come easily to everybody. But you can talk to me about it, and I can talk to you about things. And I think I want to roll You Don't Scare Me.
Okay.
So I'm just going to read it out for people watching. You have a mortal confidant who believes in your cause. When you go to your mortal confidant for solace, comfort, or protection, I think because Crescent is trying to build up the resolve to talk about what happened, because she doesn't want to necessarily burst Niani's bubble about the party. And yeah, I'm feeling really sad. Like I'm gonna roll with a +2.
Okay.
All right. Ooh. Okay, yes. Good roll. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah, finally. I was like, I just got Sara back. I don't want to lose Sara again.
So yeah, you can clear one of those moods.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna clear my fear. I will take back fear. I'm quite comfortable with it. let's see. Yeah. On a 10 plus, they have been keeping their eyes and ears open for you. They tell you about an opportunity you can use against your enemies. Ooh, which could be ash wine, but I'm open to anybody.
I think she will say, it's weird. I know you have these powers and these things here, and I don't usually ask you for things regarding that because you said it's sort of dangerous, right?
Right, but I'll do anything for you, dear.
Like a week ago, I was out and I saw Ash someplace sort of odd.
Odd, you say? Uh-huh.
I like some kind of occult place, maybe.
A cult.
Yeah, there's weird
In
stuff.
LA.
I imagine it's more like crystals or things like that. But the thing that is she told me that she was going somewhere else. So I don't know why she would lie to me about that.
Well, let me look into that for you.
Would you please?
Yeah. You have the address for that place, don't you, darling?
Yes. And she'll write that down for you.
I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure Ashwine was, and Crescent grits their teeth for a bit, getting you a present or something. But I will look into this for you. Yeah,
That might
absolutely.
be right. I'm probably overthinking this.
Yeah, but that's fine. That just means that you care about her, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing that you care about the person that you're with, that you're in love with. That's a good thing. Yes.
How about you? Your mood seems a little different.
So there's this guy, but he's kind of a mess, and like.
Oh, I know hot messes. Yeah.
Yeah, a mess is that's, and like Crescent is remembering how bad it was at the party. And says yeah, and I just wish I could turn it off. I just wish there was something I could do to stop feeling the way I do, I guess.
You gotta be careful. Maybe you can have a little fun. A mess is sometimes fun, but you can't clean it all up, as I've discovered. But maybe it makes you feel better for a while.
I think at this point Crescent's like mask will crack a little bit, like because she's straining to hold this positive tone, and they'll say, I don't know if he likes having fun. He doesn't seem to like it. I think he's happier when he's not happy, or maybe he just doesn't know any better. But I don't know.
And she takes your overly long fingered hand and she says, I'm about to say something, and I want you to take it in the best way possible.
Uh-huh.
If you think that maybe he enjoys not having a good time, then he might be a really good fit for you.
Oh, I'm the worst time. That's right.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and this other guy, he's a good time, and he doesn't want a good time. Yeah, I think he wants me. I think that's totally right.
Absolutely.
Because Ferris is such a good time, and that's just terrible,
Who's Ferris? Is he the big guy?
The big guy, yeah. Thick with 3 C's, that guy.
Oh yeah. So was this guy that you're interested in at the party?
Yeah, I think you saw him. What did Falling Waters look like at the party?
Yeah, what's your mask look like? Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, the handsome pale guy.
Yeah. Uh yeah. It looks awful compared to, I mean, yeah, yes, he wears that. I mean, that is his face. That's, he doesn't have another face. That's right.
He's a good looker.
Yeah. I'm glad you approve. I have very confused feelings about that, but it makes me feel better, I think.
He doesn't know that you're what you are.
Different? Yeah. I think, you know, I feel like he knows me better than I know myself, and I don't know if that's a good thing.
All right. Well, be careful.
But yeah, let's just go do what we usually do. We turn on this screen and watch things, right? Isn't that what we do?
Yeah. If you want to
Yeah,
watch TV, we can watch something.
yeah, and watch people not say things that they mean. We can just watch that.
I like that. It's research for script writing.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. Tell me about the latest script. I need to hear everything about it.
And once you open that floodgate, that will probably be for quite a bit here. Let's move to doing like a collective scene of the four of you to kind of check agendas and things, and then see about splitting off in different directions. Does that seem fair? And if we need to retcon like or flashback to something that has happened between that last scene and this present scene, we can do that. But let's assume that the group is at the bar again. And you will see that on the bar is an enormous lucky cat, one of those cats with the paw up and the little thing, and it's striking and large and incredibly well made, and it is sitting in a place of prominence there. The one thing about it is it doesn't have a clock, but you do hear it ticking, like it's a reminder of time ticking by. And the bartender's like that, and of course the bartender changes every time, but always kind of recognizes that you're regulars, and hey, and starts pouring you, like they know your drinks. They start pouring you that, and they're like, somebody delivered this cat for the bar. What do you think?
Oh, that's mine. Oh, I'm so happy. I will call this one Petunia.
Petunia. Okay.
Doesn't it look like a petunia?
Sure. I think you hit the nail on the head. Yes.
Oh, another lie. It's okay. Thanks anyway.
And then again, lots of the bowls of snack foods put on the table, your various drinks that you regularly order are put on the table, and then the bartender goes back behind the bar and waits, still in this weird sort of dream fugue that they are when they come to 10 bar here. Let's start with you, Victory. What do you say?
And I'm like, so Nocturne said that they misplaced a token. So let's keep our eye out for that. I have no idea what it is. I will see if I can hear anything about it. I don't want to get us obligated, but if we did locate it, it might be advantageous for a few favors, since apparently it was entrusted to Nocturne by the prince.
I was at the club earlier today, and I didn't see anything. I wasn't looking for anything, but I didn't see anything.
Well, Nocturne wasn't at the party place, so that makes sense. It wouldn't be there.
Do we know where they were?
Wait,
when they
was
lost
Nocturne
it?
there? Was
Nocturne was one of the guests, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a tiny Doom. All right, that's
Just
good.
very little Doom.
Tiny
And
Doom.
I think Falling Waters, because you were kind of intimately involved in creating this, I think you will see that the doom that sat on Crescent and Ferris has been executed.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, they're here and they seem fine, so Doom survived.
And then you
Oh wait,
get
do you say that
taken-
out loud? Do you say that out loud about them being fine?
Well, I'll look down. Do I still feel doomy?
Yeah.
So, oh, I haven't managed to get rid of mine like you.
Oh, that's wonderful. So much opportunity.
I suppose that is a rather cheerful and optimistic look at things. Yes.
No, I'm not
thank
cheerful.
you.
No, I'm
Oh.
terrible. I'm perfect. Yes.
Oh, I then not think that's yes. What?
Yes. Yes. The answer is yes.
Okay.
So should we celebrate that you've had your doom, or have you had your doom?
Oh, we can celebrate it crawling and chasing and stalking him. That's a good way to celebrate. I know the perfect drink for that. I'll order the pina colada right now.
Oh, just most unsettling drink.
Yes, yes. Pineapples are itchy. Mhm.
And I say, well, Crescent, your doom is done then? Everything's okay?
Yes. My heart is broken and things are awful, and yeah, I think things are good.
Oh, that's your heart? Did something go wrong? I thought it was just a very small doom. Maybe like
Right.
an afternoon's worth of upset.
Oh. Maybe I won't feel this way tomorrow.
Oh. Maybe the small doom is bigger than I thought.
Maybe. Falling Waters, I need to ask a favor.
Oh, sure.
I need to change someone's memories or dreams, but they're kind of important, and I was hoping you could store them before I change them so that we have like a backup, like a floppy disk. Do we still have those?
No, but that's sensible. That's very yes. Just who are you? Whying?
Oh, it's Niani. I think the prince knows.
But Niani, I mean, I thought you were. I mean, would you want to do this to? Because I thought you and Niani were, you know.
Yeah, I I have to do it. I I have to do the debt, and then if I do it, I can put the memories back, but I'll have done it. Does that make sense?
Well, that's good. No, I was going to say, look at. You have to do words, not deeds, and yes, if you do the words and then you do something else later, that's not doing the words. That's definitely words.
Right. You seem to have a lot of experience when you said that.
I've wiggled through a tight corner or two.
Oh, I'd like to see you wiggle.
I mean, I didn't. What do you, Ferris? How has your doom been?
Doomy. It's just business doom. It's just business stuff. I mean, it was a little bit weird. There was a person that said they used to be part of a court, and now they're too they awoke and now they're powerful. But it's
is that
business.
is that possible to not be part of a court and they're talking to you and not suffering?
Well, if they've gone back to the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, she seemed like she could be powerful, but it was just all business stuff,
Business.
Well, we sent some people to collect a debt, and she delivered their heads. And, then we'll probably go and kill some of their people. And it's how things go.
Wait, just to be clear, when you say heads.
Yeah, like the part above the neck.
Why do you have them? Is it for redecoration?
No, it's like a symbolism thing.
Is cutting off their heads not sufficiently symbolic?
Well, see, they cut them off, then they deliver them to us, and it's a sign of power.
This sounds at least mildly above the level of normal afternoon business.
Yeah, it sounds dangerous enough for you to die. That would be bad.
Yeah, I did manage to survive. So,
So you're going to essentially cut your ties with this organization so you don't have to worry about any further entanglements?
I mean, it's my job, so I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of curious about this awoken person. Maybe changeling. I'm not sure.
Do you have a name?
I do, except now I forget it. Was it? What?
Chisel.
Yeah.
So, Chisel, like the energy?
Yeah, I mean.
Tea?
I mean, maybe the energy.
Interesting. Well, we can ask around if anyone's heard that name before.
That might be wise. Yeah. I mean, I don't like to use the court's resources for my personal job, but this might go above and beyond just a bit.
Isn't that what the courts are here for, though? To help us with personal things?
Well, not like personal. Maybe.
Complications arising from interacting with the mortal world?
Well, look, Falling Waters, I don't like to ask for help.
Oh, then we will not help you.
But you can, yeah, I mean, you can. See,
No, we understand. We're not going to help you. It's fine.
Oh.
Yes, we will leave you to suffer your doom completely on your own.
Yes.
Okay.
As you insist.
Yeah, I mean, I did say that, didn't I?
Right.
I can't tell sometimes. I have a strange thing going on with my skin. Could you see that I was winking?
I could. It was quite adorable.
Good. Yes. All right. Good.
No, not good. Not
what?
Good.
Oh, huh?
No. What I want to know is, we have jobs. Are we supposed to have them?
I think that's the choice of every changeling, whether how they choose to move forward. But certainly, Ferris, you could change who you're working for so you don't have to go head to head with this G-Soul until we found out more about them.
I mean, I could, but there's a whole. I've been with them for a while. They would be very angry. It's not the kind of job where the rights of the employee are not.
I understand that you work for a criminal organization. I just think you could say, I'm done. This situation is too big. You guys should dismantle as well and move on, maybe?
Seems
Yeah.
very, very dangerous. You could get hurt. You could get injured. You might go to the hospital.
I mean, I'm not worried for me. And I mean, they're not going to listen if I tell them to disband.
Well, no, I was just, you're not worried. That's part of why we're worried for you, is because you seem not worried in and of yourself, even though it is a worrying situation in which you find yourself and your body and safety and health.
Well, I mean, you could come with me the next time and keep me safe, if that makes you feel any better.
Yes. Well, yes, you should have backup. You shouldn't just be doing these sort of things alone. That would be awful.
Yes,
So-
we'll all come. Not just the two of you alone.
Oh,
We'll all be there. Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Crescent, you can come too, and
That'll be
Victory, of
safer.
course. Yeah.
That's interesting. There's something that's more powerful than the courts.
Well, that's what she said. I didn't test her power.
Oh, no. And I'm very glad you didn't. So I've been looking into the fetch situation. My fetch seems to be working as part of some horrible pyramid scheme. Part of the situation that's affecting those child actors. I wonder if there is any overlap here.
Oh, the children are involved. I'd very much like to help you, Victory.
I'm glad. You're the one person I know that I can trust to understand what's important for those children. All right, we're going to look into this. So I think that we should probably each check in with our respective, so maybe some of the folks from your courts that have been here longer and might know the name. Be careful who you say it to. But I typically start a little bit lower down in the court and go up when I'm asking about past things. Just because the further up you go, the more likely they are to turn it into some sort of horrible debt that is completely out of proportion. Mind you, our prince is good and generous and wonders in all things, but the debts can be crushing. You can hear the ticking going down.
Yeah, I'm like staring at the cat as well. Oh, by the way, I named the cat Petunia, but apparently it's a bad name. Do we need a new name?
What's wrong with the name? It seems a catly name.
Oh, well, if you like it, then that's all that matters.
Okay.
But no
I
deal
agree.
for
It's
you yet?
adequate.
I don't care what you think, Ferris.
I was just agreeing with Falling Waters, but
Thank you.
Yes. Enough bonding between you two. Shall we go now?
You're right. Things are pressing, and we're busy people with unexpected amounts of responsibilities and violence and heads.
Yes. Oh, you did get rid of those heads, didn't you, Ferris? You returned them, I mean.
well, yeah, I returned them to my boss.
Okay.
Well,
good.
my associate.
For a flat structure.
Let's take our break here, and when we come back, we'll divvy up some tasks. Carry you back. So let's start with Falling Waters. In the aftermath of this strange conversation, what is it that you want to do?
Well, I'm worried about Ferris and, his head.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably try to look into this Chai Soul person.
Who would you go talk to?
I think the most direct method is like going to a market or finding some like hob information dealer. It's so much more convenient when people can find information without actually looking for the information.
Absolutely, yes. And this is you going into the hedge, I think, right?
Yeah.
Because we're not exactly marketing unless you want to do the goblin market. I don't know if your moves it would affect that.
No, I mean I'm fine with just finding a we're in between markets right now or whatever, and I find some off-duty hob.
Let's have you roll.
So there we go. Into the hedge for something. I'm worried. I think this is fear. Like Ferris was very nonchalant about this, but he's very nonchalant about a lot of things. And he was talking about bags full of heads. Nice. There's a 10, 11. And just to make things extra complicated,
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to mark a clarity here to have the mortal that I'm fate-bound with, Niani, appear on the scene regardless of logic or plausibility, though they may have gone through trials to get there.
All right. And on the Into the Hedge, you get to pick one from the bottom list for the hedge thing, hunting. You'll find what you want.
Definitely. And pick one of the following. Oh, it's more if it's 7 to 9. Gotcha. Already marking clarity. Having just called in Niani, I probably don't want to lose something important. So, well, we talked about how Chai considers himself on a par with the court, so it's probably not the smartest thing to just find the first hob that you find and ask them about it. So you draw attention.
So you will go into the hedge, and we will see that near hedge where we can kind of start to see the thorns and all of that, the brambles, the dusty, deserty brambles that are there. And of course, when you're close by the world, we can still hear the cars. We can still hear all the noises of the world until you kind of go deeper in. And there are sections that are of the hedge that are strange because they look completely like manicured. Like there's sections that are just like perfectly aligned and assembled, and it feels really fake. Like the gardens that you see driving by houses where you're like, this place is dry. You shouldn't have a garden. why does that look like that? And you'll move on through. What is the Astro Hedge? Thank you. That is the best. What is the trod path, the place that you move to, that you wander towards?
So I think it's this like, it's something that he catches sort of out of the corner of his eye as he's going down the path. And it's just a series of like trees that have like arching overgrown roots, or something that's had like an animal burrow work through it. But there's this, like at this one point you can see all these random holes in trees line up into this sort of like hallway, this path. And he follows it down towards I think it basically looks like a bar, but formed out of like roots and rocks and plants and oversized acorns and things like that. Just very like natural woven bar sort of setting.
Absolutely. It has the exact same layout and arrangement as your bar. The fake dartboard, the way the counter's set up, the booths, it is very much that. And there are the various squabbling and scrabblings of the hobs that are around here, you know, chattering in their language. It is a weird sort of made up pigeon that they fuse together from all kinds of things. And when you come in, they all look at you because hobs don't like changelings, because changelings are the more active agents of the keepers. And even if you're a free changeling, they still suspect that you're here to put a whip to them. So you definitely get that vibe as you come in. And the bartender goes, "What can I get you? What do you want?"
And like this whole situation, you know, Waters had been in this, like his glass skin cracked and a little bit mobile, and it just starts like shifting and swirling at an agitated speed as everybody is in here like eyeing him. And he says, I'll have a glass of whatever is most reflective.
Absolutely. One glass of mercury coming up.
Thanks. Yeah, with one of those little umbrellas.
Yeah, they have one of those little umbrellas. It's like one that's clearly sat in a garbage can, you know, and gotten soaked and stuff. They pull it up and bits on they'll drop it in there with that dirty toothpick and hand that to you.
And he'll, I think, just sort of instinctively move over and sit at sort of our normal spot. And I think it's that like sitting down and seeing this weird wooden bar from this new perspective where it all sort of clicks in his head like, wait a minute.
And you will see this hob come over. She looks like she's sort of thin and drawn out and has this kind of puffed collar and this shock of silver hair. And she will come over and sits herself in the booth very, very proudly, has some broken like pop can top jewelry around her neck, and a little like fake plastic tiara that's bent. And she says, "Hello."
Hello. Would you like a glass?
No. Yes.
Sort of motion at the bartender. You know, another one of these.
Okay. And they'll be brought over, and she'll say, "I've come here looking for something. When changelings wander down in here, they're seeking information by hook or by crook."
That's definitely what I'm seeking. I would not crook it from you. I would definitely hook. No, that's information.
When they're looking for information that they shouldn't be looking for, they end up here at the bar at the end.
It's specifically my duty to be looking for it. It's for a motley mate and friend.
Oh no! The world determines whether you really ought to be looking for it or not. That's not
I see.
your choice.
Yes.
Whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. If you're looking for it and it's a bad idea, come here.
We're speaking of a system of objective morality.
I don't know from morality.
Well,
my name is Nimby.
Oh, sorry. Falling Waters.
Yeah, I know who you are.
Well, that's why?
Is that the question you wish to ask me?
No.
What is the question you wish to ask?
I see. Yes. But my question is,
I almost fed up on that last one.
My question is, do I only get no? It would seem ridiculous for an information dealer to only offer one answer.
That does seem like a ridiculous statement, doesn't it? I'll remind you I'm a hob.
Very well then. No, I'm thinking. I'm just this. I didn't quite come. This wasn't exactly. Just be quiet. Yes. Okay. So, why does Chai Soul believe they have power equivalent to the courts?
Chai Soul. Because they've become an idea, because they've embraced a path. You changelings contracts, right? Make contracts. And they stay right,
Yes.
Correct? They don't break. Not like a hob contract, not like where the catch is buried like a thorn in the back of it.
I'm sorry, what was that?
So, like a hob contracts, when we teach those things, they have a bite to them. But they can do powerful things, but they're going to bite you back. But you have these contracts with spirits and things like that because the world loves you.
Oh, right. That's fine. Go ahead.
Sometimes changelings get better at that, and they keep doing it, and they figure out a way to do it, and they keep going, and they keep going, and they keep going down that path of contracts and magic. And sometimes they become something else.
That's just legends. That's just scare tactics.
Was that a question?
No. I'm just saying there are lies that the gentry want people to believe, that we're like them, that they are us, or it's not the same.
No, because you can't fully go down that road, but you can travel and you can fool yourself, but you're still potent. You heard tell of the various orders and secret societies of the changelings, rumors, legends, things like that. That's what those are, is people who've become too much of a thing and blended themselves with a power.
So what did Chai Soul blend themselves with?
I think I already answered your question.
You never definitively said that you wouldn't answer a second.
That's right, I didn't. But I think you've got a more important situation coming. And you'll see the door open and you'll see this figure stagger in, sort of like dumbfounded. The marks of the brambles of the hedge, the cuts and things like that, their clothing kind of tattered, looking around, sort of like unclear where they are, and you will see Niani.
No, I assure you, have my full and undivided. Sorry, I will need to. I'll be back. He lies. Yeah, I rush over. Niani, you. What are you? This is a strange place to hide.
And she looks at you and she's like, what are you made of? What is this place?
Sort of a dream come a bit to life.
It really hurts, and I don't remember things.
No, wait, what don't you remember?
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. No, how did you get here?
And she opens her mouth and she's like she clearly doesn't know.
Oh, this is a bad place for you to be standing around bleeding.
And there are a couple of hobs that have now wandered over. Like, they're like, one of them says, "Oh, there's one that wandered in here. I could take this."
There's nothing you should purchase. We should definitely go now. Just out onto we'll find somewhere nice to sit down, perhaps on some grass or a comfortable pillow that's not in here.
It's all thorny and sharp out there.
Well, it's just mostly thorny and sharp.
Let's have you make a conflict roll, essentially, to convince her to go with you, because she's truly confused right now.
Everything is just calm. We're all fine, and these hobs, these nice gentlemen, are fine, and we're not. Everything's fine. Oh, it's an 11.
Okay. So you get them to do what you want. And do you want to pick two other things?
I will extricate myself from the situation.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of talk and move her out of here, out of the bar with the hungry hobs. Hungry hobs.
I think it would be interesting to expose a weakness or flaw here. Potentially in the hob I was talking to.
Yeah, you can see that she's clearly very curious about this. And that you can tell that this is unusual. This is very unusual. And that you're going to have some information you can bargain with her about, because this is so strange. But I think when you get outside, you're in the hedge, in the thorns, you can hear the sound of like a motorcycle echoing along the hedgeway. We'll come back to you. Let's come to Ferris. Ferris, what are you up to?
Yeah, I think I would be asking around members of the summer court to see if anybody's ever heard of this Chai Soul person.
Let's have you roll study. Who would you go and talk to?
I was thinking Penny Spent.
Okay.
Yeah, especially having built up some rapport from the party.
Yeah.
And I'll roll with joy. Actually, no, I'll roll with fear.
Okay.
That makes more sense. And that's a 3.
That is a 3 then. You'll get a call as you're heading over there. And you'll hear this voice. Ferris.
What is it?
Ferris, you got to go to ground.
Well, what happened? What's going on?
After you delivered those heads, we took them to the boss, and he was fucking furious because one of them was his cousin, and he sent some people over, and the debt guy.
Yeah.
Just was at the office. They're all dead.
What the
killed boss, the guards, everybody at the house. It's just a fucking bloodbath.
Okay, yeah, that's very bad. Okay, yeah.
And
where are you there?
How did you get in?
Oh boy. Yeah, I just
the good news is you get to mark XP.
Yeah. I did that. And I get to mark my fear. Which is not good news. Yeah, I will go to the safe house.
Okay.
Check it out.
So this is, it's a residential kind of next to some business neighborhood. It's quiet, kind of out of the way, close enough to the end of the block that cars can drive and park and stuff, and people don't notice, that there's lots of people coming and going. And it's dusk at this point. And that smell, even as you are heading up through the backyard, opening that fence, that creak of the chain link, walking into that backyard, and it's quiet here. And you'll open up that back screen door, and the coppery smell of blood is just pouring out of the house. And you walk in, and there's one of the boss's people there, and they are splayed out in the kitchen in pieces.
Yeah, and I guess I'm really looking for, any sign of who did this. I mean, I probably kind of know, but I'm just looking for any telltale signs of.
I think that you will see there are tiny, petite, high heel footprints in the blood all over here.
Okay. Well,
the thing that strikes you, though, is that the flies aren't even coming. You don't hear the buzzing of flies or insects or anything like that. It's just quiet in here. All you hear is dripping.
Oh, well, this is bad. And if somebody else comes in here and finds the place like this, it's going to get even worse. So I'm going to clean the place up.
Okay. Let's have you roll. What?
And I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, yeah. Let's have you roll, and then I have to ask you a question.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with power,
Okay.
mostly because it's one of the 2 stats I have left.
Oh, you need to get some rest.
And that's an 11, so that's good.
So you're going to do this before we fade to black. What do we see you do that tells us that this is what is about to happen?
I think I know it's going to get messy, and so I'm just like kind of like disrobing, like down to, like hanging my clothes up, like maybe even out in the backyard or something, because I know it's about to get very, very messy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We see the clothespin go on there, and you kind of walk back inside. Screen door, falls with that kind of that screen doors do. All right. Let's come to Crescent.
Ooh, oh my gosh. What am I? I feel I'm going to cash in a debt that Ashwine owes me.
Okay. Absolutely. So you can call Ashwine up and arrange. Do you want to arrange a face-to-face meeting?
I think I want to creepily show up where she doesn't expect me.
Then what is Ashwine's hangout? Not her den, but what's her hangout place?
In the mundane world.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a coffee shop that she pretends she's just a regular at, but she actually owns.
Absolutely, absolutely. They roast their own beans, and they have a kind of magical flavor to them. But yeah, she has a booth towards the back that she sits in, so it's that full smell of coffee. But of course, it's all dark wood and stuff to kind of contrast with the bright outside here, to have a more sort of artsy Gothic feel. When you appear, how does that look? What do we see on screen?
Yeah, I think on screen the camera pans over to her while she's looking over her note. She's like busy writing something. And then when she takes a breath, she realizes that someone else is taking a breath with her, and Crescent is suddenly sitting at the booth across.
Oh yeah, you see her shiver. She doesn't usually shiver, but she shivers.
I'm happy
Crescent.
to see you too, Ashwine.
You should have called me and told me you were coming. I would have
Gone away?
gotten you something, a very dark roast.
Oh, that's so kind of you. I can wait for it. Here, in silence, while I stare at you.
Well, I can use my phone to order it. We'll just do that.
Oh, yours doesn't have any cracks in it. How strange.
Mine's tempered.
Right. Ashwine, I am not good at conversation. I am here to call upon a debt that is owed to me.
What task is it that you wish?
I wish for you to protect Ferris. Our winter court is quite good at hiding things. And Ferris is, what's the term? Dumb as a brick? With 3 C's, maybe, in the brick. Yeah. He's in some sort of trouble. I need you to hide him away to protect him from himself.
Do you need me to hide him away, or do you need me to protect him?
Oh, I didn't realize your powers were so limited. Let me simplify.
I'm asking for your intent.
Oh, well, my intention is to have him protected, yes. I just assumed hiding was the way to go about it.
That is the grand tactic of the Winter Court, but I am a burning hot fire, and I have never aimed for hiding. Does Ferris know you're asking me to do this?
Oh, yes, I forgot to ask him. I'm sure it'll be fine. We're family.
I will call upon my contracts to grant him a blessing that will help him. How does that sound? A risky, high power contract.
That sounds about right, yes.
Then I will go and make those preparations and lay that upon him. And
Get my dark roast?
yes, gestures for the barista who's kind of been looking around because she's only, seen her boss, kind of hasn't noticed you, and then comes over and sees you. Maybe is a little bit startled, even though in your human form you're very striking. And she'll put down the coffee in front of you. Oh yeah, it smells like it. This is the heavy metal of coffee. It's the black Norwegian forest roast here.
Oh, this is so sweet of you. And I look over at the waitress. Yes, the dreams about the teeth are just as bad as you fear, but don't worry, it'll get worse.
And she kind of runs back to the counter. You know how long it takes to train a good barista?
Oh, but, well, I could make her forget.
No, leave my employees alone.
Yes. How are you and Niani, by the way? Good?
She's asked a lot of questions about the party. I've been trying to put off. I think she knows there's something else going on there.
Right. Well, I do still owe you a debt. Would you like me to take care of it?
No, don't do anything to Niani. Promise me that.
But it could be dangerous. What if she finds out about what you really are? She won't be able to love you.
Get out.
Ooh. I'm going to try to roll confession.
Okay, please do.
Just to see if I can force it out of her. It might go terrible.
Oh yeah.
I am feeling... it's mean, but I'm feeling joyful about it. Just seeing her squirm.
Yes, that seems right.
Oh no! And I rolled a 3. So on a miss for confession, their problems confuse and perplex you. You owe them a debt for trying to get mixed up in their business.
You are hit hard in the chest when you kind of read her, when you feel love, like real, honest love, and your breath kind of catches there. And she says, we have to protect her.
Protect her from what? Is there something?
Everything. We can't let the courts know.
Very well. She shall be protected.
And she again gestures for you to leave. Like clearly her patience is at an end.
I'm going to take the coffee. Thank you.
It's only a little bit after you leave that she realizes that it wasn't a to-go cup and that you took one of the mugs.
Yeah, totally on purpose. And I leave behind the what do you call it? Like the stuff that the mug is on, and it's like cracked.
Oh, the coaster? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's come to Victory.
All right. So I think she wants to find out about this Chai Soul.
Okay.
Just because there's lots of things stirring all at once, and that always makes her suspicious. At least in the mansion.
Who would you talk to?
Actually, I'm probably going to go to Sarah No Tears, who I know has been here for a very long time.
Been here a long freaking time.
Hasn't gotten better, has it, dear?
Where is the Changeling Free Clinic?
So there's a veterinary clinic. And then there's essentially a place that's right next door to it that has overflow cages, like sitting, like you can kind of see them in the window or something, where you get the sense that maybe they put their storage stuff there, but that isn't really it. That's just the sort of mask for it. And then back behind in the back room of that rental spot right next to a veterinary clinic is Sarah's clinic.
Okay. You'll head over there. You go in again. Her hair squirms like worms, black tendrils. One eye is much bigger than the other. It always looks like she's been crying, red-faced, and she is the meanest changeling, the most wicked-tongued, who's not a fairist, wizened changeling. And she's like, "Ooh, what brought the queen in?"
I have a question for you, because I know that your memory is better than anyone else's.
There's the flattery.
No. Though I suppose it could be if you considered my history, but no. I need to know who and the nature of someone named Chai Soul. See?
Let's have you make a study move here.
Okay. I will summon sort of a little bit of the frost just to make it like a sort of that sort of thing of official capacity.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. So I'll roll Sourrow just because I'm invoking that. So 6, that gives me an 8.
You really shouldn't talk or ask about Chai Soul. It's been a while since she died. But she did a lot of damage before she did.
There's someone who says their name is that.
Well, I don't think it can be them. Chai Soul vanished up her own magic, as it were. Her clarity broke. She went all the way down that and started to follow a myth, started to follow a story.
What story?
And
what story?
there's a Korean story about mythic figure woman who borrows children's souls.
And you're sure she's dead?
I'm one of the few people who was around when she was here, and
What about her fetch?
I don't know anything about her fetch. But the court cut her down. They used the sword of autumn to cut her, and she bled leaves and sorrow. But that's before the present princes, before the current generation. I'm the only one who's here before the millennium.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So much turnover, Sarah.
She goes, yeah, they don't tell you that, do they?
Mm-mm.
You have to find that out. Sometimes it's people falling back into the hedge. Sometimes it's people giving up. Sometimes it's people trying to go elsewhere. Sometimes it's people staging a coup. There's all kinds of ways that a changeling can die these days. Does that answer your question?
It gives me a clue about what's going on.
If someone is using Chai Soul's name, that is scary to me.
And because she has that stuff with all the children, the clippings,
Mm-hmm.
she'll sort of have a newspaper that just came out today that has another one of those stories that she's going to add. And she'll put it on the table and tap it. Fetches.
I tell people they should kill their fetch. It's the only way to be sure.
It's on my to-do list.
Well, I will see you. Hey, if you see Falling Waters, tell him to stop by. He keeps avoiding me.
You are an unkind soul. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's cut back to Falling Waters.
Niani, look at me. This is very important. What's the last thing you remember? How did you get here?
I was in my house and someone came to the door.
Who was it?
I don't remember. And then I was here. I was wandering, and every time the thorns hit me, I could feel it, bits of me going away. No, it was someone. It was weird because they were dressed like a concierge, like a hotel person.
Do you mean a red jacket?
I don't. That's like.
Look, we don't have much time. Here, it's okay. And I'll sort of like grab her by the shoulders. Just look directly into my eyes. What do you see?
I see pools of mercury.
No, look into the reflections. Tell me what you see. I'm trying to maybe invoke a contract to try and draw this out of her.
Okay.
That'll probably go great or whatever.
Sure.
But I didn't need it before because I rolled a 12, but I did miss that I have advantage when interacting with my fate-bound person. That's you. One more of you. Let's see, what are you? Teal? I think so. Turquoise? Maybe. We'll see. Ah, all right. You three nonsense.
Nonsense.
Fear. Where there's vroomings and
Yeah.
I feel fearful. So 6, 8, 9, I think. Yes, 9.
So I think the catch is you're having to run your own hands over the thorns here, which is what you try and avoid, because each time you run your hands over that, like little bits of your memories get kind of pulled away into tatters onto the side of them, and when you do that, the thorns kind of get bigger to let you do that. Do you do that?
Yeah.
And I think that when you come and focus in, you will see at the doorway, you'll see like a glamour of someone, like changelings put up illusions to cover themselves, and they do kind of look like a hotel person, but you kind of push past that and you will see coveting.
Interesting.
And then you look at the corner of your eye and you will hear and see a biker gang of hobs on put together like toy, almost like Shriner motorbikes, those little ones that they ride, and they're all sort of weird assembled. They're pouring out smoke, because things don't really work here. They've put together these motorcycles, and they are peeling through the hedge, heading this way like they've been hunting prey.
I will pull Niani sort of down into a shadow, some hedge with me. So just stay very still. I'll get you out of this. We just need to be calm, quiet right now, right? And I'm looking at the gang. I'm trying to figure out who's second in charge.
Okay, yeah, you can spot. It's the one who's got a plastic bucket that they've cut the little faceplate thing on. They've got it there. They've painted it silver. You can tell, even from here, you can tell the paint's probably still sticky. And they're kind of on these little. It sounded louder when it was far away. Now it's kind of got that sort of toy bike sound now that they're close to you. And they come rolling up on their hogs.
I will be right back, I say to Niani as the glass of his skin fully cracks and just like falls to the ground, and all of the mercury, the silver, just leaks out and sort of bleeds away into the ground as I'm going to spend a hold to disperse.
Okay.
Make myself invisible from sight for a few moments, which is hopefully long enough to touch the second in command and inflict a bedlam. And I'll mark Clarity to have him feel extreme jealousy towards number 1.
I like that. Is there any roll on the bedlam?
No, but I am doing the mark Clarity to be able to direct the emotion as I choose.
Okay. You know what?
Which is another, it puts me over Clarity again.
In that case, I'm not going to have you roll. I think that beautiful, delicious sacrifice is more than enough, my friend. I think that you will touch, and we will see this changeling. We will see Buckethead, and you will hear, "Buckethead's in charge!" And he leaps on to the other one, and he's got like this bicycle chain, and he starts choking out the other one with the bicycle chain, and the third one's going dun, 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 and they're and the bikes go crashing to the ground, and then the boss Hob is laying out, and Buckethead goes, this is the hour, Buckethead. My time is now. And he will take the leader's bike, and he will instead of his own, and he will go and point to the third guy. He goes, "You're mine now. You're right. You were right in my gang, Buckethead." Okay.
I am going to try and use the insanity to reform Nirniani and get us the hell out of here.
I think that is exactly what happens. As we hear the bike gang beep, 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 to driving away.
So that's the clarity advance that I picked up earlier in the session. Bedlam.
When we return for the second half of Changing, by the way, I think we'll go down to 1 clarity mark for the second half. Ferris, the house is clean. From top to bottom, it is clean. The camera pans around. There's no sign of blood. There's no sign of bodies. You've straightened everything. The house is without evidence or note there.
Yeah, so now having cleaned it, I think at this point Ferris is kind of angry. We'll probably, trying to think if I would have any idea where Chai Soul would be. Well, you said that we killed the person, or the gang killed the person, that we were trying to collect the debt from, right? So
Yeah.
they're dead.
Do you want to make a study roll to find out something about that or something?
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
You rolling with anger?
No, anger's one of my 4 that are checked, so I will roll. I'll roll with power.
Yeah.
So that's a 9.
That is a 9. So what is it you want to know?
I guess I want to know more about the person that they were collecting the debt from, and maybe trying to step backward into why Chai Soul is so interested in them.
You will check around through the records and just the notes and things, and eventually you will find some notes that that have the directions to go into, and you will see that there is this guy named Frankus, who is or was now a talent agent for child actors, and that he had run up a bunch of debts with them till about 6 months ago, and then stopped buying and didn't come back to do payments or anything. And they'd kind of tried to track him down, and it was only just now that they finally kind of gotten a bead on him and his location, and sent the people around to have a conversation with him.
Okay.
Does that sound like fair info?
Yeah, I think so. Then with that, I think I would probably want to head back and try to meet up with the Motley.
Okay. Let me check in on the other 2 people's scenes, and then we'll bring everybody together here. Crescent, what do you do after you've terrified your rival?
Well, I did get another debt in exchange for the terrapin.
Oh, yeah.
I think She did say check on Niani or protect Niani, and now poor Crescent has two different debts that contradict each other about
Yes.
Niani. So that's good. I think I'm going to go check on Niani just to see how she's doing.
And do realize that there is a refuse to honor a debt move. There is a way to get out of that, but it has some potential costs. So yeah, I think you'll go to Niani's, and when you get there, the door is cracked open. You hear the sound of the television. You'll open the door and look around, and she's not there. You see her purse. You see her keys.
Ooh, but she would normally take with her because humans like those things. Yeah, I think that would be enough for Crescent to try to reconstruct what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to use my Echoes move.
Okay.
When you read the emotional echoes of an area to reconstruct past events, roll. And I feel, gosh, it's -1, but I think I feel angry. Like something must have happened and I'm upset that I allowed it to happen.
Sure.
I'm like angry at myself for like getting Niani into this trouble. And 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh, it's a 6. Because of the -1.
So the good news is
I mark XP.
mark XP.
Mark the demotion. Oh gosh. Okay.
And I think that you will get a definitive feeling, that emotion of her sudden fear and panic, and a certain knowledge in your heart that you've dragged her into this and this is your fault. And let's have you roll that inner conflict.
Yeah, that's part of the move on a miss.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sad. Like I'm only down to 2 emotions, but I think sorrow is appropriate. Definitely. As I'm going around and I'm sensing the fear, which I normally am comfortable with, but this is different this time. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Look at you. You keep yourself together, and I think that's the point at which Falling Waters, what does it look when you burst out of the hedge?
And where are you again, Crescent?
Niani's apartment.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I think there's like in her bedroom on one of the closet doors, there's this like full-length mirror that's sort of like hooked over the top sort of thing. And I think you're in another room and you just hear this like crashing, breaking of glass. And you come in to find the two of them just like tumbled on the floor, broken mirror everywhere, probably some superficial cuts.
Is this sex? What happened?
What?
You're on the floor. It looks like this sometimes when people show me memories of sex. Is this what? Oh, but your clothes are all on.
How have you had that's not wow, okay. No, that's not, we can't even deal with that right now. There were bikers, a gang chasing us, Niani, through the
what? No, she wasn't. No,
yes,
she wasn't.
She was.
With you.
She was very much. I just found her there. I didn't take her there.
What? And then I rush over to Niani. What?
And she's dazed. Like you can tell that she's caught between dream and waking right now, and it's going to take her a while to come down off of this.
oh, this is bad. There's so much. I promised Ashwine I'd protect her. I promised the prince I deal with her memories. I promised. I think I'm gonna roll inner turmoil. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm just gonna
Sure.
cut myself right off there.
We're gonna resolve that move, and then we're gonna cut to victory, and then we'll probably bring people together.
Okay, just because like. Okay. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
You found the strength that you need to keep yourself calm in this situation. Do you think it is like an inner will, or is it that you're putting distance? What is it that's letting you keep yourself together like this?
I think Crescent's on the verge of panicking, but she senses that they're not alone in the panicking and that Falling Waters is there with them. And there's a sense of, as long as the family is together, we'll figure it out.
Good note. Good note. Victory, let's come back to you.
Excellent.
What do you do?
I think that with that knowledge, I'm going to go back. You said that there's all the files. I now have a thing of, I'm going to look to see if there was any notation about Chai Soul's fetch.
Let's have you make a study move.
Okay. Are my duties. So it gives me a 9.
So you may ask a question or make a declaration.
There was a fetch. And it's noted that Chai Soul explicitly wanted the fetch left alone.
Yeah. But that fetch kind of vanished off the radar. And they don't track them that well after their changeling is gone, but you can definitely see that the records peter off after that. But there's definitely a picture of Chai Soul's mask. And what does the fetch look like? Because they probably got somebody to sketch that. What is the fetch made of?
I think that it is made up entirely of fake flowers, like the paper fake flowers that are used for festivals, stuff that look like flowers, but they're that sort of like they're taken off of floats almost. It has that thing of that they've been used. They have that kind of brushed against the street look in some places.
Bedraggled.
Bedraggled, but entirely of those fake paper flowers.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you will get that. There's probably some names and contacts there that can serve as leads, but they're at least a decade out of date here at this point.
All right.
Can I cut to the bar to?
Yes,
let's assume that Victory, you arrive back there. Ferris, let's do this conversation before we bring the others.
Well, real quick before we cut back to the bar, I did have one idea for a quick scene, maybe for Ferris.
Sure.
Given that the boss is dead and a bunch of the gang is dead, I think Ferris would probably want to call around and like figure out who is still alive. I'm thinking maybe call Ringo, who was the guy that I helped out in the very first session when the drug deal went bad.
Call him up. He's like, "Hey, what's up? Kind of been laying low from the boss. I know you said not to, but
you don't need to worry about that anymore.
You took care of it?
The boss is gone. Yeah, the boss is dead.
Dude,
Um,
I didn't want that.
Okay,
You
look,
didn't have to go that far.
you remember how before it was kind of a flat organization? You know, the boss was just kind of our associate. We're all associates.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like that anymore.
Okay.
Now I'm in charge.
Okay,
And
yes,
you've been
sir.
promoted to number 2.
Okay. You can
Okay.
tell he's like scared of you now. Like,
So
okay.
here's what you need to do. You need to start calling up all of our contacts. Don't
Okay.
let the business drop. Take over the business. I'll be in touch as soon as I can. Can you do that?
Yeah, should I go to the house and is there stuff? Should I get the
The house is clean. You can go to the house. There's
Okay.
not much there, but use whatever you need there. Call me if you happen to see any. Just call me if anything crazy happens.
You mean
Call me
crazier than
before
this?
anything crazy happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You got it, Ferris. It's all
Okay.
good. It's all good. I got your back. We're all good. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then I think with that, then I hang up with him and head to the bar.
Okay. Victor, you're there, ticking of the clock, and then you see Ferris come in, and Ferris kind of probably looks a little angry, right?
Yeah, probably not in Ferris's best mood.
Victory? That's you, Sherry. And you are muted. Ooh, take a drink.
And she kind of goes, how were things? Did you find anything out?
I can't confirm that it was Chai Soul, but the boss and a lot of my gang, a lot of my business associates, former business associates, they're all dead. I guess it doesn't matter what their title is or was now. I'm pretty sure it was Chai Soul.
Okay. So first, let's come up with a different term for this person. Okay. So
Okay.
What would you like to refer to this person?
Well, I would like to refer to her as dead.
I agree.
But sure, we can call her the enemy.
All right.
I think that's fair.
So I'm convinced that the enemy is actually a fetch.
Okay, but how can a fetch be that powerful?
Because what the enemy is a copy of had ascended, took the court's powerful weapon to strike them down, but they didn't take care of the enemy who had been protected by that changeling.
Okay, so what do we need to do to clean this up? I like to clean things up. I just want to get this cleaned up.
Okay. I like that you are straightforward about your goals. Mine are similar. We are going to have to understand the nature of the myth and then how it's been twisted because, of course, the enemy is a fetch. So we'll have to do some investigation. I do think that all of us who were bound at the party are involved. We are going to have to speak to Nocturne, see if we can help them and what the token was that went missing. I'm guessing that all of us are getting pulled into this in some way or another.
That is the perfect moment to have Crescent and Falling Waters show up. I'm going to assume that you've stashed Niani someplace safe. Or do you take her to the bar?
I'm going to take her to the bar.
Okay.
The worst idea, but I'm paranoid. I don't want to let go of her at this point.
then the two of you will see Crescent and Falling Waters come in, and Niani the Mortal, who's kind of looks worse for wear, come into the bar.
Okay. I think you'll see Victory stand up, and she's like, all right, this isn't a very good decision, but let's do what we need to. And she will go to the bartender and ask for a little absinthe.
Okay. Pulls out the thing, gets out the little thing with the little cube to do the whole.
Yeah, and I pull Niani over. I know she's a little out of it. We put her in a very comfortable booth, and I actually have her hold the spoon with the sugar.
Okay.
You know, and sort of tell her what it is. I sort of like I tell her a little story while she's doing it, just to kind of keep her engaged in it and like concentrating on that. And I say, you're going to feel a little sleepy.
There's no gluten in it, is there?
There's no gluten. There are so many things in it, but not a bit of gluten.
Okay.
They say that it gives you dreams.
Okay.
And so have a little sip.
And you can set her to put her into a peaceful sleep, let's say.
Yes. And also a story for having weird dreams. Okay. And then I'll come back and sit at the Motley's thing. And I'm like, okay.
Victory. She was taken through the hedge. Falling Waters found her. She was taken by someone through the hedge. This is all my fault. This is my fault entirely.
Okay, well, we will take care of that. We will make sure that she is safe, and she goes, we're going to have to talk about exactly what safe means. All right? And I'll say, Falling Waters, you found her in the hedge?
She wandered into, yes, a hob bar. She, as far as safety, I don't know. She seems to have, left some pieces of herself behind. Not enough, I don't think. I don't think I think she's still her.
Yes.
But
how did she come to wander in? Do you have any sense of that?
And I'm sorry, what did I see when I looked into her memory there? I got distracted by running away from bikers.
Coveting, I think.
Coveting, that was right.
She goes, that is not particularly surprising to me. I think the 13 plus the 4 of us are going to be very much caught up in these affairs.
What do you know of coveting, though? Why would she do this?
A debt? I mean, it is a pretty common reason for a changeling to do something incredibly unkind to another changeling or a mortal. For that reason, is it not? I don't know if you've ever been pulled into such a situation. And she pats her cheek. It's okay. It's just the nature of ourselves now. And I will recap the situation with Ferris, what I had found.
What, Ferris, are you all right?
Well, I'm fine. I'm for once I'm not hungry for a little bit. I did have to clean up the whole mess, but yes, I'm fine.
What mess?
No, that does not sound fine.
I mean, I'm yes, I have a number of issues right now, but we have a goal. We can just take care of it. I'll be fine.
What's our goal?
Well, we take care of the problem, right? It's Chaisol. We just take care of her.
Our goal is to get to fine.
Yes.
Yes. It's very far right now.
Yes. The enemy has the advantage on us at this moment, but we will swing that.
I think that we hear like a little gonging sound from the cat. at that
That's
moment.
such
And I think that's where we're stopping for today.
Okay.
Let's get end of session XP. So I'm going to go around and ask these questions of everyone, and for each yes that you say, you're going to get another XP. So let's go. Victory. Did you express your seeming or kith?
I think so. Didn't I? Yes, I took on a duty.
Yeah, that you definitely did. Did you express your season of winter? Of the sorrow that comes from it?
Maybe not. I mean, I used the shield of winter a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, you very much went into your like new courtly official position.
Yeah.
Let's give you a point for that.
All right, I'll take it.
Did we see something about your humanity?
I think so. I think my whole, like, the fetch and the whole, yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was very
No,
much.
that's another point. So that's 3 points. Ferris, did you express your seeming or your kith? Your nature's an ogre or your nature's a troll?
I think so.
Yeah, definitely use some of your uniquely ogre tactics and tools today.
Yeah, I did clean up a bit.
So that's a point. Did you express your season of summer?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Summer's about fighting, taking things on head on, and battling bad stuff.
Yeah, he was a bit angry and in a fighty mood, we'll say.
That's another point. And did you express your humanity, your human side?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, just because he does still care about keeping the business running.
You called Ringo. You that's a connection to the mortal world. I think that absolutely. Falling Waters. Did you express your seeming or kith?
I think so. I think there was a lot of like reflections and mirrors, and also just the sort of like toxins inside of us that can't help from spreading.
And did you express your season of sorrow? Fear. Fear is your season. That's right. Your autumn.
Fear and mystery in the hedge, and I think going into the hedge to find answers was very much that.
And what about your humanity?
So one little like cliffhanger moment tag I wanted to put in there was like when that bonging, that sort of gong went off. I think Falling Waters very much like started, and he was there trying to like make Ferris feel better about it. I think you just see him like grab Ferris by the sort of wrist and the shoulder, and he like puts himself bodily between Ferris and the chiming sound before he realizes that nothing's immediately there.
That sounds good. So yeah, that's 3 XP then. Crescent, did you express your seeming or kith?
Yeah, I think I was so sad today.
Yes. Yeah, I think we saw you be creepy, to play into your Darkling stuff. So that's a point for that. And then your season is sorrow, and yes, you get a point for that. Did you express your humanity? Connect with the human world.
Yeah, I think the fact that Crescent doesn't know what to do about Niani and can't let go of Niani and doesn't know how to best protect her, but stop pulling her in. Yeah, definitely. And also like I think Crescent's starting to learn about what love is really for the first time. So
we're seeing all kinds of manifestations of it. So yeah, I think that's a point. Would it be okay if we did a quick stars and wishes, because it'll be session 4? We're gonna have a break, so I want to make any notes. When we come back, we're gonna have 4 more sessions. We will change clarity to 1 tick per clarity so that Patrick doesn't go into the abyss too soon. but we'll work on that. Let's do reverse order. Jamie, wishes, stars. What do you want? What do you want to? We can do both. One. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Lots of stars. I'm so glad we're going to be continuing this. I'm so sad I have to wait a month, but it's okay. But in particular, there's so many good moments today. But I'm really partial to Buckethead. I think that was like a really good one. I really like what's been set up here. And feeling it all come together. It's really fantastic. I think in terms of wishes, I'd like to see yeah, I want to see more of the triangle continue. I want to see more of I'd like to see more of everybody's, like, I don't know how to describe this, like their past catch up to them, if that makes sense. Like the past in the hedge or their fetches. I think that would be really cool. I feel like that's already going to be a thing, but I would love to see that.
That seems fair. Patrick, anything you want to say, stars, wishes wise?
Yeah. This was super good. Stars wise, I loved with Crescent how this whole session Crescent was just like desperately wishing that they were as detached and emotionless as they kept trying to pretend to be. When it was like blindingly obvious that Crescent was just like falling apart at every second. And that was really great. And I loved Ferris's just enforced obliviousness sort of thing of just like, nope, this is fine. This is all fine. Oh, really? So heads? No, this is fine. Everyone, you said? Everyone dismembered? Wow. Okay, well, that's going to be a minute, but this will be fine. I also adored Buckethead. That was he was delightful. And I loved seeing Victory like take what we've done and turn it into very much like, okay, this is how I'm going to spend this political cachet. I'm going to move myself another step up the ladder, and we're going to start again with collecting debts and promises and things. And that was very cool. I also, Lowell, I appreciate slowing down on the clarity because we're going into a second month, but for a tool for a 1 month game, I thought it was super effective to do that double. It makes clarity scary again, where it isn't really in a normal 1 month.
Yeah, I'm glad that works. And yeah.
Then my everything froze.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, but you've frozen.
Maybe he can't hear us.
Oh no.
We'll give him a second here.
Maybe he took too much clarity.
Yeah, that's how you break.
I'm just impressed because if I were him, I'd be cussing up a storm at this point.
He probably is. Like me trying to fix the furnace. I'm very bad with hardware. Well, let's go to you, Robert, while we'll bring Patrick back around.
Yeah, I mean, definitely stars to Crescent for continuing. Well, the whole thing with the triangle, but also being just super creepy. And all, like, I love that scene with Ashwine at the coffee place. That was very good. That was like peak Crescent for me. And then also just stars in general for like the whole thing with Chai's soul and just, immediately like we've got this crazy, this badass former changeling, just the whole scenario is very good. And wishes. I like what we're doing with Niani, but it might be good to have another common NPC to throw into things, because
Yeah.
I feel like it's like Niani's like no good, very bad, super incredibly terrible day. It's just like one thing after another for this poor girl. So maybe, yeah, having another common NPC to go to for some of these scenes would be good. And then
Okay.
also, I would like a good scenario to use my coincidence scene or my coincidence
right.
move. Like I kept looking for one this session, but everybody was handling themselves so well that like I didn't have a need to really show up to help anybody out.
Mhm.
I could have shown up to make things worse, I guess. But yeah, and that's not necessarily anything on, anything anybody needs to do differently, but just something that I need to look out for more.
That's a good point. That can be a challenging move to use. So I'll see how we can focus in on that. Patrick, you're back. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, not specifically. I'm I guess wishes wise for April, this game of Changeling out of the several that I've played feels the most politically complicated, and I'm really enjoying that where like every issue that we're dealing with, or every like person that we're dealing with, there's at least two people in the motley that have been told to do diametrically opposite things with them, from people that are hard to say no to and seem to have very reasonable reasons for a lot of their stuff. And that's been interesting, like trying to navigate. We like each other / sometimes like each other too much, but we have these conflicting orders going on.
Yeah, like putting a bug on one of your court companions.
Who I don't remember anything about that. I'm sure you must be thinking of someone else.
Exactly. Sherry, I'm going to give you last word. Stars and wishes.
All of the above. I was dreading this session because after the last one, I thought, oh, it's going to be that one where everything kind of deflates and we're just doing some filler until we get into the next arc. And it just picked up and rolled really well. All of you, of course, are fabulous with your characters, but Lily really did a great bridge on the tension to move it, where instead of going mew, we went back up. So I am super looking forward to our next set of sessions. And like Jamie, I am not pleased that we have to wait a month. Unkind.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
thank you all very much. And we'll be back here for this in a month. I'm going to stop the broadcast.